Hi guys, welcome back. France 24, England 17. Welcome to my therapy session, my review. It was an intense afternoon for an England fan. Tough viewing. First up, France, full value for their win. And what was great about the French performance was that's the first time for a long time I've seen a hard, honest, intense performance with no real brain farts. Kind of up until Dupont kicked the ball out with a minute to go, but until then that was just an 80-minute performance of effort. No whinging, no craziness, and no drops in intensity, and that's what a brand new team can do with a new coach and like defence coach like Sean Edwards and a change in mentality. So that is great for France. I mean, Dupont was the star, but apart from that it was the team collective that was perfect for France, so well done them. England got almost everything wrong until the end, where they actually started to get rolling a bit. And I am going to blame quite a lot of what went wrong to Eddie Jones's selection, which to begin with we thought was pretty poor, but actually turned out to be appalling. And I really think his stubbornness to stick to what he thinks is right, to what is logically right, has really kicked them in the backside. But anyway, let's have a quick whiz through the game and see what it brings up, because a lot of the things I'm going to talk about generally are highlighted in the game anyway. And England, well, I did actually think they did start quite aggressively. Players like Underhill were hitting hard in the tackle. Curry played well, considering he was ridiculously out of position. He's a great player, played in a terrible position. Anyway, England got a lot of possession in this game. They got a lot of possession in good positions, but spilled the ball and ultimately lacked the heavy-duty ball carriers that they were missing with the two Vinopolas out. They just were not replaced. They could have been replaced as well, which is a bit annoying. Anyway, the first try, Dupont, who was brilliant all game, a little break pass to Thomas, who goes through, 5 metres out, through the face, it's nice inside ball to Rassa, try 7-0, Youngs misses a bad tackle, and that's the start of a shocking day for Ben Youngs. We knew he wasn't up to it. Everybody in the press, everybody on YouTube said Ben Youngs a great player for England, but hasn't been good enough for a while now, really shouldn't be playing, and it was just so obvious. Surely Eddie Jones has to realise what's right in front of him. So, it's a bit harsh on Ben Youngs because he's been so good for England, but he's not the best scrum half in the country, and he's not half the player that Dupont is. Anyway, England get more attack after that, but again, England get a good scrum, and their scrum was decent all day. They actually made a half-decent mess of the French line-out. But then Youngs just watches the ball squirt out of the scrum. And just watches it. And he's done that a couple of times today. He watched that one, they lost the ball. There were 2 rucks he clearly should have gone into and helped out, and just watching them lose the ball, really infuriating, as you can tell. When the French got going in attack, their speed was a lot better. Dupont was impressive, of course, making Youngs look pedestrian. France get a penalty, 10-0. What a start for France. Tuilagi goes off. And in the preview, I was going how paranoid I was about Tuilagi's groin injury, how it actually relates to his really bad injury he had to his pelvis, and it looks like bad news. So that's a real shame, and it left England very toothless with big guys in the backfield. Didn't bring on Devoto. Farrell can't particularly run. Anyway, we'll come to that. Itoje actually made a good steal on 20 minutes, and Itoje was a pain all game. He's a good player, and he actually played really well. It's just around him the selection was so bad. Laws at 6 was just a waste of a good player. Great second row. Charlie Ewels is playing in the second row, who's a decent club player, and that's it. Honest player, but slow, not particularly powerful. He was an odd selection and proved just to be making up the numbers. It made no sense. No disrespect for him. Good player, but shouldn't be there. When Cruz came on, looked a lot better. Laws actually played all right, but out of position. Anyway, England then stopped completely. Yes, it was a French knock-on. And on the replays, it was clear that the French hand underneath knocked the ball on, but somehow the TMO thought it was an English player. But even then, May just looked at the play and stopped. Ridiculous. Try 17-0, shouldn't have been a try, but England stopped, so it's their fault. Away from home, this stuff's going to happen. Anyway, every time England get in a good position, they muck it up. Furbank mucks up a couple. Poor lad had a shocker. Didn't seem ready for international rugby, especially on a wet day like that. Essentially, he did maybe one good kick, one good catch. And apart from that, you know, May and Daly were doing a lot. He was almost inconspicuous by his absence, or conspicuous by his absence, I should say. Just didn't seem ready. Anyway, Curry gets a good penalty from 8, but he's trying to get to good positions from 8, which he shouldn't have been in the first place. And they get into great position again and lose the ball, gets kicked 60, 70 metres up the pitch. Then Youngs watches one of his rucks and just lets the French play. Farrell drops the ball, just shockers. Farrell shouldn't be playing 12, Young shouldn't be playing 9. Everyone had been saying it, but Eddie Jones picked them anyway. And speed was the difference. France was so much quicker to the ball. As 15 men, they just wanted it that bit more. They were much more balanced. Quick 9. Anyway, England trying to get the maul a few times, but they're just not bulky enough, powerful enough to get it over the line. Furbank shocker continues, drops a high ball. Half time 17-0. It should have been 10-0, but they deserved to be down, and you couldn't get much worse. France couldn't have been much better. And you've just got to feel sorry for players like Curry, who's out of position. I told you he's playing well, but they're not in the right configuration. They haven't got the right players around them. Anyway, where's Dombrandt? Where's Simmons? Where are these power carriers? Well, Eddie didn't think we needed them, and how wrong he was. Into the second half, and England get more pressure, more possession. Their possession stats must have been pretty good, but very uninspired close to the line. It does not look like they've been working on anything close to the line. They were picking and going, and they're not that bulky, and they were getting nowhere with the really tenacious French defence, knock-ons, etc. Didn't deserve to score there at all. You saw the variation that Ireland pulled out for their try near the line. England looked to have gone backwards near the line. They didn't have Tuolangi on. Jonathan Joseph was turning his back on contact. Farrell's not a ball carrier. No Thokanasiga, say, on the wing to bring in. It was just poor close to the line. Anyway, penalty to France for holding. Ben Youngs, again, just watching the ruck, doing nothing. Really annoying. Dupont goes up the blind, switches play. Slow. Yules was slow. Olivon gets to the line. Try. 24-0. It just looks to be all over. And then England spring into life. Subs start coming on, which is a big difference. May starts to go on a solo mission. His chip and chase, just rocket shoes, unbelievable try. The only guy that really offered to break the French line. Young's going in for the most pathetic tackle I've seen on Dupont, just being brushed off. Just an awful game for Youngs. England's scrum starts get going. Could have coincided with Bamba coming on, but the scrum starts dominating France, but it's just a bit too late. May continues his one-man mission with an absolute scorcher try, just swerving in, cutting under the post, 24-14. It's just too little too late. England still got lots of possession, but lacking those couple of big ball carriers. When England are good, we had the Vunipolas crashing over the line, and then Ford and Farrell could play with quick ball, but Eddie Jones hasn't replaced him for some reason. Anyway, Cruz came on, looked good, held up over the line. They had to score that, but they were held up. Anyway, Dupont kicks the ball out for some reason with a minute to go, but it doesn't matter. They're 2 scores ahead. England decide to kick the goal in the end, get a bonus point, get away with something. But anyway, it was something out of a bit of a nothing game for them. France elated, great momentum. What a start for the new players and new coaches. 80-minute effort, well done them. Now, let's go through Eddie Jones's error count, and this is why I'm really upset this time, because it was just a shocking display of selection. Yules, mistake 1, Yules, second row. Half the player, Laws or Cruz, are in the second row. He likes him, he's a good leader, he's a good line-out caller. Physically, he hasn't got it. There we go. Curry, great player, completely wasted at 8. 6 or 7, fine. 8, complete waste of time. Didn't pick an 8, no idea why. just got it in his head. They lost both Vunipolas, and they've got replacements. Sam Simmons, Don Brandt, Ted Hill maybe, huge ball carriers. Didn't use any of them. Bizarre. No forward creativity 5 metres out, and they didn't have the power just to bludgeon their way over. Farrell at 12 just looks completely lost. He hasn't got the power game. He should be playing 10, or Ford should be playing 10. Young's half the player DuPont is, but he picked him anyway. Third bank clearly not ready, and Law's completely wasted at 6. So that's just 8 shocking errors there from Eddie Jones, I'm afraid. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think. Tell me if I'm being too harsh. I really don't think I am. England actually got quite close towards the end, despite playing poorly, playing a team that's playing well, and with a shocking team composition. Here's my 15 to face Scotland. Very, very different. I think this marks a change. They need to have a change. Here's the team. Genge going on. Marler looked very slow today, surprisingly slow. Genge looked full of power and pace, size, looks completely ready. Cowan-Dickie is the form hooker in the Premiership, and George didn't look quite at the races. Sinclair got going towards the end, should stay. Itoje, like I said, played great, should stay. Cruz, much better than Yules, should play there, or Laws, I don't mind. Curry or Ludlam at 6. Ludlam's a great player, good flanker. Underhill played well at 7. Let's get an 8 on. Simmons or Don Brandt, probably Don Brandt, just call them up. Hines has to play 9. Spencer on the bench. Young's time is up. Maybe even get Mitchell in. I don't care. Got to change the scrum half. Everyone knows it. Why can't the coaches see that? Ford or Farrell at 10. Ford had a much better game than Farrell, so Farrell at 10. Thorley is ready for international rugby, I'm absolutely certain. Play him on the wing. Big, powerful guy. Devoto, big guy at 12, but can ball play as well. Joseph at 13, because he's the only option at the moment. Man of the match May at 14, and Daly back to 15 until they find someone who's ready. Anyway, I think that's a much better, more balanced team. Bit of a shocker from England today. Deserved to get the loss for sure. France deserved to get the win. Let me know what you think. Let me know what your selections would be. Tell me if I'm too harsh or not harsh enough. And until next time, I will see you then.